Hello and welcome back to Scale Down Customs. So this is going to be part 2 of the comparison build between the Revell Germany and the Revell USA Corvette C7R kits. So still working on the body, getting it prepped up. I've got the inside sprayed with primer. So we're just going to keep working on the build. We're going to do some decals and some more detail painting, and then we're ready for some assembly. So we'll keep moving with that. Alright, so I got the body in a couple coats of primer, and I just used my Mr. Surface rattle can, the 1000. So we're going to get it ready for paint, and we're just going to smooth it off just a little bit more. I'm going to be using a 1000 grit sanding sponge from Tamiya. Alright, so I got the body sanded down in preparation for paint. So first paint color is going to be the semi-gloss black from Tamiya. And I'm just going to spray the headliner and the underside black, and then we'll be ready for some Corvette yellow on the outside. Alright, so I got the headers painted up in silver, and what I'm going to try is a little heat staining with some Alclad. I'm going to start with the transparent yellow, and then I'm going to try this hot metal red and then a hot metal blue, and we'll see how that turns out. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Just a slight effect for that. A little bit of a heat staining effect. So I actually learned this technique from Tom on the Scale Modeling channel. Once again, thanks Tom. And he used the Tamiya clears, which I have used and work really, really well. And then I have also used the all-clad transparent yellow, red, and blue. Those work really well as well. I've noticed with these two things, the colors are a little more vibrant. And when you go with the hot metal versions, they're just a little more toned down. So it depends on the look you're going for, but all methods work really, really well. All right, so I got the headliner, the interior, and the underside painted black. Same thing with the hood. So we're ready to mask off the inside here and spray our Corvette yellow top coat. All right, got the underside masked up and we're ready for our body color, Corvette yellow. So let's go spray that. All right, that looks pretty good. I always get overspray, which is easy to touch up. You can just lightly touch that up with the airbrush. If you're not spraying too much, it generally doesn't overspray on the other side, but you can remask the other side if you want. Just wanted to protect most of it if I could, so I'll need to be doing a little bit of touch up with the airbrush to correct some of that overspray. But mostly that looks good. All right, I'm gonna let that paint cure up a little bit longer and we'll move on to doing a little more detail painting on the dashboard. All right, so I got the car painted up and almost ready for decals. But before we do that, there is a black stripe that runs along the bottom section of the car. And so we need to mask and paint that. And to do that, I'm going to be using a lot of, just the regular Tamiya tapes that I always use, plus some vinyl tape, some vinyl fine line tape. The reason I want to use this is because it gives a nice clean edge. Let's get that masked up and painted up and ready for decals. All right, it looks pretty good, so we're gonna let that dry up and then I think we're ready for some decals. All right, so I got all the decals on. Most of them went on without any problems. One thing I did notice with a couple of these sponsor decals, you can barely see a shadow of the decal itself. Obviously you can see where the decal is because of the film, but you can't really see the title of the sponsor. It just kind of faded out. The yellow was barely visible. So if we look at the Revell Germany, the sponsor logo is a little bit brighter on the yellow, so hopefully it'll stand out a little bit more on that black. But we'll see when we get to that. Anyway, I was hoping to get this thing finished up, both of these cars finished up by the end of this video, but it didn't happen. So I think that'll do it for this video. Make sure you stay tuned for the next one, where I'll get both of these finished up and then go into the comparison on these two kits. This is where I'm at with the Revell Germany car. This is the Revell USA car. So make sure you stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.